Now we'll take up one question which is based on impulse momentum equation, and we will see how we can use that impulse momentum equation to solve such kind of questions. So here I'll explain you the question briefly. There are two balls, each is having mass m and radius is r, spherical balls. They are kept at rest on some horizontal surface touching each other. Now there is a ball of mass m and radius r by 2 which is dropped from top and it hits these two balls symmetrically. Let us say it is dropped with some velocity √5 meter per second. Now this ball will come and hit these two balls. So after that this ball of radius r by 2 comes to rest and these two balls start moving horizontally with, let us say, some velocity, and we need to find out what is the value of this v. Then how do we solve such problems? So let me redraw this diagram when this ball of mass m and radius r by 2 is just about to hit these two balls. So I'll redraw the diagram on this side. So I hope that you guys can see this, and this ball is here. Now you can see this radius is r by 2 and this is r. Correct? What will be the line of impact? So I'll draw the line of impact here. For these two balls, obviously along the common normal, and for these two balls also along the common normal, that contact force will act, or you can say the impulsive force is going to act. So if I draw the line of impact for these two balls, it will be like this, and for these two balls it will be here. Like this. So you can see what we have drawn here is, this is your line of impact. So impulsive force will act along the line of impact. So let us say the impulse which is acting is, we represented impulse by capital J. So impulse which is being exerted by one ball on the other ball, let us say the impulse which is acting on this ball is J here. So symmetrically the impulse which will act will be J in this direction also, and impulse is a vector quantity. Let us say this angle is theta. So symmetrically this angle will also become theta. Correct? So now you see this will be 90 minus theta. So what will happen to this angle? This angle will become 90 degree minus theta. What about this angle? Symmetrically this will also become 90 degree minus theta. So now what does J do? What does J do? It changes momentum. So if you talk about the ball having the smaller radius r by 2, so now if you see this triangle, if I name it, let us say I name it as O, A and B, and this point is, let us say, some N. So if I take the triangle O, A and N, and let us say this angle is theta. So now this distance, what is this distance? This is r. What is this distance? R plus r by 2. So this is 3r by 2. So now we can write cos theta as equal to r by 3r by 2. So 2. So cos theta you will get it as 2 by 3. Cos theta is coming as 2 by 3. Now let us talk about this a smaller ball. We have determined the value of angle, so that will be handy in further mathematical calculation. Let us go back and talk about this ball of mass m and radius r by 2. So what you see there is, for this ball, I am drawing the diagram here. J, you are seeing another J, and what you are seeing is this angle is 90 minus theta. This angle is also same, 90 minus theta. So what will be the component of this impulse along vertical? This will be J cos 90 minus theta. Similarly, this component will also be same. What is cos of 90 minus theta? It is sin theta. So that means what is impulse acting on this ball in vertical direction? Can you see it? It will be 2j sin theta. And what will this impulse do? Initial velocity is root of 5 meter per second, and finally it is coming to rest. So v dash, let us say it is 0. So what is change in momentum? We can write 2j sin theta is equal to root 5 into m minus m into 0. So that term will be 0. So we can directly write it as root 5 into m. So this is one of the equation which we have written it for the ball having radius r by 2. Now let us talk about the ball which is having radius r. We can take any one ball. We can take any one ball. So let us say we take ball A. So what is happening to ball A? Let us say we talk about this ball A. So we will talk about the impulsive force, impulse. So J is the impulse which is acting on this. So J can be broken down into two components, one in horizontal, one in vertical direction. So you can see this angle is theta, so this angle will also be theta. So this component will become J cos theta, and this component will be J sin theta. We are not concerned with vertical component of this ball, we are concerned only with the horizontal component. Why? Because it has been given in the question that these two balls are moving horizontally after collision with speed v, and initially these balls were at rest. So can I write my second equation, J cos theta? This impulse is causing some change in momentum in horizontal direction, and that change in momentum is mv. That change in momentum is mv. So after this we are having now two equations. One is 2j sin theta is equal to root 5m. Another is J cos theta is equal to mv. So now what we do is we divide these two equations. So when you will divide, J and J will get cancelled. 2 sin theta by cos theta will be 2 tan theta. So we can write twice of tan theta as equal to m, and m will cancel, root 5 by v. Now what is tan theta here? Cos theta is 2 by 3. So remember, this is your theta, cos theta is 2 by 3. How much is this? Obviously root of 5. So now what will be tan theta in this triangle? Root 5 by 2. So can we write 2 into root 5 by 2 is equal to root 5 by v. So that means this whole term will get cancelled, and what will be the value of v? You will get v as equal to 1 meter per second. So the answer for this question will be 1 meter per second. Let's see this another question which is based on impulse momentum equation. So here there is a ball of mass m which has been dropped with velocity v, and it strikes a board. Board is moving with velocity v. Both ball and board are having equal mass m. So after striking this board, this ball rebounds back with velocity v by 2. The coefficient of friction between the ball and the board is mu. This horizontal surface is frictionless, and they have told that after the collision the board comes to rest. So this board comes to rest after the collision. We have been asked to find the value of mu. What will be the value of mu? Then how do we solve this? Now you see, if this ball is falling vertically downward, correct, there is some external force which is acting on this. Also, when this ball is going to strike this board, there will be some impulsive force. What will be the direction of impulsive force? It will be along the line of impact, and you can see here the line of impact will be vertical. So this will be the line of impact, correct? If you take this will be the line of impact. So let us say when the ball comes and strikes it here, the ball comes and strikes it, it experiences some force. We can tell that force has normal reaction, and that force acts for a very short duration of time. So we can say the corresponding impulse is J, and J we can write it as integration of n dt, the normal reaction which has acted for very short duration of time. What will this J do for this ball? It will change the linear momentum. What is the change in linear momentum here? M. Now you see, initially it was traveling in downward direction. After collision it is traveling in upward direction. So both the velocities, it is in opposite direction to each other. So one direction if we take it as positive, the other one will be negative. So minus of minus v. So we can write it as v by 2 plus v. How much is that? 2v plus v by 2, 3v by 2. So 3 mv by 2. This is impulse. Correct? Now, because of this impulsive force, there will be one impulsive frictional force that is going to develop, and that impulsive frictional force will try to stop this board, because if the board is stopping, there must be some force which is trying to stop this board, which is trying to bring this velocity to 0. What is that force? That is the impulsive force. That is the impulsive force due to the friction. So now what we see here is, we can write frictional force which develops, or the impulse which is being created due to the frictional force, if we represent it by, let us say, Jf. So what will be the value of Jf? It will be mu times of J. So it will become mu and dt, integration of this. Correct? Now what will this impulse do? It will bring change in the momentum of this board. What will be the change in momentum? mv minus 0. So magnitude wise it will be mv. So we can write mu into integral of n dt. Mu is constant, and then this is equal to mv. And also this integral n dt is equal to 3mv by 2. So we can write mu into 3mv by 2, and that is equal to mv. mv and mv will get cancelled. So what is the value of mu? It is 2 by 3. So the coefficient of friction is 2 by 3. Let's take up this problem related with collision. So now you can see there is a massive disk of radius r. It's moving, it's kept on some horizontal table, and it's moving with some speed or velocity u. There is a small disk which is moving with velocity v0, and it is hitting this disk at a distance r by 2 above the center. And this small disk is moving with velocity 0.3 meter per second. So they are asking the value of u for which this small disk will move perpendicular to its original motion after collision. So after colliding with this should actually move perpendicular to its motion, like in this direction. Then what should be the value of u? So in order to solve this problem, and the collision is elastic. Here the collision, let us consider this collision as elastic collision. So let us try to solve this. The first thing is you should determine line of impact and line of motion. So you can see this is your line of motion. What will be line of impact when this ball reaches here? It's here. So this will become your line of impact. So obviously the impulsive force will act along this line of impact, correct? So this is your V naught. Now let us say this angle is theta. This whole thing is r and this is r by 2. So can we find the value of sin theta? It will be r by 2. Sorry, r by 2 by r. So we can write sin theta as r by 2 by r. So this is half. So that means theta is coming as 30 degrees. You can see it here. This is r and this length is r by 2. Once you have determined the value of theta, next we should, this is elastic collision, so coefficient of restitution value is 1. That means relative velocity of separation is equal to relative velocity of approach. So what will be the relative velocity of separation and what will be the relative velocity of approach? I have told you, you have to always take the component of velocity along the line of impact. So for clarity, you write it, this is our line of impact. So we have to take all the velocity component along this line for writing equation of coefficient of restitution. So now V naught, what will be the component in this direction? V naught cos theta. Correct. What about perpendicular component? This component, it will be V naught sin theta. Correct. What about u? If this angle is theta, then this angle will also be theta. So u can also be broken down. So along the line of line of impact, the component of u will be u cos theta. We are not concerned with the perpendicular component. We need only along the line of impact to write the equation for E. So now we will write that. So E is equal to 1 because it is elastic collision. That is equal to relative velocity of separation. Separation means after impact. So let us say after impact, in this direction, it is having some velocity. Let us say we keep this velocity as v. So can we write this is v and this is a massive disk. So there is no impact on this. It continues to move with the same speed u in its original direction. Now these two are in opposite direction. So relative velocity will become v plus u cos theta divided by relative velocity of approach. Approach means before collision. Before collision in the same direction. So it was v naught cos theta and u cos theta. So we can write v naught cos theta minus u cos theta. So from here v plus u cos theta, we can write it as v naught cos theta minus u cos theta. So what is the value of v then? It becomes v naught cos theta minus 2u cos theta. So if you want, you can actually substitute the numerical values here, and then v naught is given as 0.3. You can, if you want, you can put it there and get the value of v. But now another important thing or information which is given in the question is that after collision this ball moves in a perpendicular direction. So after collision, what is the velocity this ball is having? One is this v, another is v naught sin theta. Correct? Now this angle is theta, so this angle will also be theta. Correct? So this angle will also become theta. So if finally the body is moving in this vertical direction, that means net horizontal component which is contributed by v and v naught sin theta must be equal to 0. So what is the velocity that is contributed by v and v naught sin theta? V will contribute in this direction. How much? V cos theta. Correct? How much v naught sin theta will contribute in this direction? This is theta. So it will be v naught sin theta into sin theta. So it will become v naught sin square theta. So these two should cancel out each other. Then only this ball, this small disc will have velocity in vertical direction. So we can write v naught sin square theta as equal to v cos theta. So this is one of the equation, first equation, and you can name this as second equation. Now we have to substitute the value and get the answer. So let us try to do that. So v naught, what is v naught? 0.3 sin square theta. Sin of 30 is half. It will become 1 by 4, and that is equal to v cos theta root 3 by 2. So v becomes equal to 0.3 by 2 root 3. Okay. Now we can use it in the first equation to get the value of u. So we can write 0.3 by 2 root 3, that is equal to v naught 0.3 into root 3 by cos theta root 3 by 2 minus 2 into u root 3 by 2. So I hope no one is having any doubt till here. Now what can be further done from here? We can take this root 3 in the denominator. Correct? So when you take this in the denominator, I need to erase part of this. So I will erase here. So what you can write, if you take this root 3 here, 0.3 by 2 into 3. So now you will get this as 0.3 by 2 minus u. So here 3, 0.1. So what is u? It is 0.3 by 2 minus 0.1 by 2. So it is 0.2 by 2, and that we can write it as 0.1 meter per second. So the answer for this question is 0.1 meter per